Hot Country Hits 99.9, as well as your smart devices like your Amazon Alexa and your Google Home. And of course, you can download the West Michigan Radio app and listen to us there. So lots of things and lots of opportunities to connect. Mary Lou, good morning to you, and thanks for being a part of the conversation this morning.
Hey, good morning, Chris.
Glad to have you part of it. And Wally Kane, good to see you as well. Wally, are you doing good? Is retirement and everything else, is it treating you well?
It is very well. Yes. Thank you. Good morning.
All right. Good to hear that. Well, we're joined by two individuals that have appeared on the air with us in the past, and we're looking forward to this conversation as well. Next Saturday is the big day, but it's not just isolated to one day. It's maintenance. It's making sure that the flowers, and in the past we had to deal with some dry temps and conditions out there, but hopefully summer will be good to the Petunia parade. But we've got the big planting day coming up on the 16th, next Saturday. Mary Lou, everything coming into place? Is it all set, ready to go?
We're gearing up, Chris. Again, 16th, 8 to 10 at Rotary Park. Lots of people come out, hundreds of people come out for planning day. We do need extra hands for parts in the community that just need that extra hands help. And then, of course, we can talk block captains. We're still short 4 block captains to work through the whole season, but definitely planning day, a big one this year. It's really quite exciting.
Yeah. It's such a well-oiled machine when it comes to this. And I know, Wally, you and I were talking about this a couple of years ago when you went from, and if I can remember right, it went from delivery of the petunias to picking up the petunias. And that, you have a line of vehicles that within about 3 minutes, 4 minutes max has their flowers and they're on their way to the block. That has worked out. And from a logistics standpoint, your team has done incredible. Anything new this year, or is it pretty much that's the plan?
The only thing new this year is we will be putting the petunias on the individual cars further north on Lewis Street. Okay. So that, because last year there was a few people in line that had to stop on Ludington Avenue. So obviously that's a safety issue. So we're moving the loading of the petunias further north on Lewis Street.
Okay, good idea. And you've got to make those adjustments, but it really is, again, a great program. And I say that because, Mary Lou, you mentioned a moment ago, you're looking for 4 block captains. You're looking for some additional volunteers. Not knowing what is all involved in the Petunia parade can be maybe a little scary for people. Maybe, they're thinking that there's a lot involved when it really is kind of a teamwork effort and maintenance throughout it. So you have these meetings that you have scheduled for tomorrow and then also Monday. Yes. And over the next few minutes, why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the responsibilities and some of the expectations, and of course, what they will be able to learn more about at these meetings?
So in regards to a block captain, I think that's what your question is. What does it entail? Yeah. So meet and greet, we'll talk about details, how to plant, techniques, provide a template. We'll give everybody the details and we can send those out to anybody interested as well. Once planning day is done, every other week we send a notification out to our block captains reminding them of a benchmark weeding day in which they go down at their convenience and weed and cultivate. Weeding, pulling those weeds out, cultivating, opening up the soil so the water can get to the flowers well and better than if it's dry in the surface. I would say, Chris, every other week, my block captain and I have 12 flats. It takes us together 2 hours every other week. So we plan on the 16th. 2 weeks later, she and I decide when we're going to go in and weed and cultivate. So given the size of the block and how many people are there to weed and cultivate, 2 hours, every other week at their time convenience. It doesn't have to be Saturday morning. It can be after work. It can be early or weekend. That's their call.
And you've challenged not only families, but also you see businesses and organizations that step up to do this. So this doesn't have to be sort of a one or two person task. This can be, something where a group, or that local real estate agent or the restaurant team or anybody could be a part of this. Mary Lou, is that fair to?
Yes, yeah, we have churches, we have organizations, we have businesses, we have individuals, we have 3 and 4 generations of people coming together. So over the years, it has changed. But again, that list that I just shared is definitely part of the big picture.
Yeah, and they can come to these meetings. There's one tomorrow, and there's one on Monday night. Times, locations. Let's get to that right there, and tell us about that.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll be at City Hall in the community room downstairs in Ludington at 10 o'clock. And it's about an hour. We try to keep it short and sweet. It'll be a great time for our block captains to share what works for them. We have 2 new block captains this year. We want to give a shout out to United Way Emerging Leaders. They're going to come out and help us. And then a person we met at the Earth Day last weekend or 2 weekends ago. They will be there, but the majority of the block captains tomorrow at 10 or Monday at 7 p.m. Again, City Hall. Community room. We share, we talk, we laugh, we talk about what works, we talk about what doesn't work. We're definitely going to stress the petunias are a little bit smaller this year because of our lack of sunshine and warmth, long winter. So we're going to make sure everybody knows, put 1 petunia into each hole, even though they're a little bit smaller than what we've seen in the past. So it's really meet and greet. Stories are amazing. People that have done this since 1988. Just amazing, the stories and the history of this tradition.
Wally, that is a good transition to my conversation with you for a moment or two. And I'll ask the same question to Mary Lou in a few minutes. But why do you do this? Why do you, focus on leading this effort, but also in the conversations that you've had with so many block captains over the years and volunteers? Why do you think they do it?
It's enjoyable. Being outside, when you're planting day is just an event. It's a celebration. Starting early Saturday morning, the DPW will put cones along the avenue, basically preventing traffic from the inside lane on both directions.
Okay.
So that people that plant will not have to worry about traffic. But it's an event. If you go out on Saturday morning, the 16th at 9 o'clock in the morning, and you look up and down Ludington Avenue, you will see hundreds of people out there planting. So it's a community, and why we do it, we like it. We like giving back to the community. We like being outdoors. We like getting our hands wet. We like to see the fruits of our labor come into July or mid-August. You drive down Ludington Avenue and you do in fact see a parade of petunias.
Yeah. And for some, they might not know that it isn't just Ludington Avenue too. If there's other parts that have petunias on it, Mary Lou, and in the past, if I remember right, there's even been some requests of having petunias in certain areas of the city.
Yes, we do. Again, the avenue from the hospital into courthouse, and then we take a break downtown Ludington, the boulevard towards Lake Michigan, go around the corner with the marina. In the last several years, we've added what we call bonus blocks. We have some flowers that are taken care of by a block captain down at the Maritime Museum. JC Putt Golf, we have an area there. The high school student horizons are going to be taking care of those this year. Jamie up at the water plant, they have them up there. Community mental health works the flagpole down at the marina. So again, we have the main blocks up and down the Avenue, Boulevard, and Marina, but we have those bonus blocks we call, just because they're extra blocks or extra flowers on parts of the community.
And Wally, it's not 10,000 flowers. It's not 15,000 or 20,000 flowers. What is the number of flowers that are planted literally within just a few hours next Saturday morning?
32,400 petunias that we ordered from Gustafson's greenhouse that will arrive at Rotary Park between 5:30 and 7:30 on Saturday morning.
Oh. And when people roll in and you have individuals there with clipboards and you know how many flats are going into what vehicles, how long does it take to plan this part of it out that Saturday morning?
To plan? Well, the Petunia board meets every month for the entire year. So yeah, this is a an ongoing operation. We always try to improve. We always try to get feedback. But yes, there's a lot that goes in behind the scenes from our board members and obviously from our volunteers.
And you have, Mary Lou, some school groups that actually help out there, and others. I've heard that the Boy Scouts, I believe, are going to be a part of it this year. Who else can we give a shout out to?
Thank you.
You can
The Boy
certainly-
Scouts, for the first time, they are so excited to come to Rotary Park. They'll be there Saturday morning, 9 until 11. So when our block captains are done planting, some of them are done by 9:30. They can come back, return their template, extra flowers, hang around to have a coffee and donuts. The donut holes are being donated by Wesco. Thank you, Wesco. The Boy Scouts will serve. And then we have National Honor Society students. We're working with them. Gateway to Success, we're working with them. I think the robotics work with the Rotary. So there's a lot of the younger generation certainly coming out. I love it because you do get 8, 9, 10-year-olds, younger families, because of the safety on planting day. It's neat because a lot of all ages come out to plant because it is safe on that particular day.
And let's talk about that. Wally, some of those safety measures that go into place. If anybody drives downtown Ludington on Saturday morning during the planting, they know that there's going to be slower speeds, right? There's going to be patrols, and what other safety measures are put into place to protect the volunteers?
Well, as I said, we have the cones shutting off the inside lane on both sides of the avenue. There's that extra road patrol from the deputy reserves will do road patrol. The Ludington PD will do patrols just to be visible, to remind people to slow down.
Mm-hmm. And this is a rain or shine event. And there has been rain. I think it was 2 years ago, if I remember right, that we had some sprinkles there. And that does not stop these volunteers, does it, Wally?
No, rain is actually good. But rain or shine, we do have planting. The only concern we would have would be lightning. And we'll have to, take that as it comes. But rain or shine, we are going to plant on the 16th.
Who came up with there's a grid or a template? Take us through that story. I know we've talked about it in the past, but what was it like before and what is it like now? Mary Lou, you want to take that for a moment?
Well, I'm reading some of the history from 2014, realizing there was a time where there was no template. And they eyeballed it, and that just blows me away. And then Ted and Kathy Radke came up with the wooden template, and then they were getting warped and worn out. It was really a problem solving. Several people together said, let's try the vinyl, the garden, what is it called, Wally? The landscape fabric. And we have it down to a science where it's 9 feet long, 24 red, 24 white, 24 purple. There's lines on it. We stake it down, and we'll talk about that at meet and greet. But we roll them up. They're all 40 plus are in a bin right now. We'll take them tomorrow and Monday. And then again, planting day. It's a system that does work amazingly well. As long as those petunias are only 2 inches from the curb, that's always been an issue. But the template kind of just evolved, and it was pretty cool, really. It's made a
Yeah.
big difference. Many
Well,
good things.
and Wally, it gives a bit of uniformity to the Ludington Avenue area and the other areas, and you see that as planting day, as Mary Lou had mentioned a moment ago. The petunias, they look small. It looks like they were just planted, but by the time summer is in full swing, they all kind of work together, don't they?
Yes. There is a structure, as you said. There is uniformity. Block captains always start on the east side. They go from east to west. They start with the colored red and then white and then purple. So you have 24 red, and then you move down 24 white, and then you move down in 24 purple. So there is that structure there. And come mid-July or August, you will see that in full bloom.
Yeah. Now, people are going to ask, if they have not heard our segments before between the three of us. We keep saying words like purple. Well, we probably should talk about this, because if I'm right, and tell me if I'm wrong, petunias, to get a blue is kind of a challenge, if almost impossible. Is that right?
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So, but you see the effect of the red, white, and blue. You see that patriotic feel as you drive down Ludington Avenue, and that's got to be rewarding, not only for those that live in Ludington, those that visit from the tourist standpoint, but also those that plant and maintain. I mean, it's a trifecta of pride that that people see in the Ludington area. And Mary Lou and I were chatting about this the other day, that there are other towns and cities that had parades like this, planting, and have kind of fizzled out, where it's pretty strong in Ludington. What does it take, Wally? I'll start with you. What does it take to keep this going? It obviously it takes Gustafson's a big part of that, but it takes much more than that. Do you mind sharing that with us this morning?
It takes community. It takes a bunch of people getting together with a goal and willing to work hard and to share experiences, and just to get out into your community and be mindful of it, to share with it.
Yeah. Mary Lou, what do you have to add to that?
I've had two local people that grew up here in Ludington say to a crowd of people, just for a moment, imagine Ludington without the petunias. Close your eyes, imagine Ludington without the petunias. Community, as Wally said, sustainability. We want to take this into the future. Ellery Sabin's idea, I have an idea. And here we are 39 seasons later, continuing that. We're looking for younger people. Our board is 9 people full, and all of us are in the retirement age except for one person. So we're looking for sustainability for our block captains to keep it moving into the future. Yeah, it's pretty amazing what it takes to get it together and make it happen. It's really exciting. The community continues to wow us.
Well, and if they connect with you on your Facebook page, that's a great opportunity for people to ask questions, to reach out. You've done great with communication. We just received an email the other day in regards to that. So thank you for that. And the radio station is involved. We've got our block that we're looking forward to planting. And Wally and Mary Lou, I understand that it's short volunteers a little bit in regards to block captains and such. But one thing that stood out the other day, Mary Lou, that you mentioned is it gets done. The flowers get planted, and even at the midnight hour, you have people that will come out and help. Now, you don't want that to happen all the time, because that could be a stressor. But as Wally had said, it takes community, and people do come out, don't they, Mary Lou?
Yes, they do. Well, people just show up. A lot of them let us know ahead of time. And I can tell you right now, where we're short help, extra hands on planning day. We have the big block in front of Corwell Health, up to the animal hospital. That's what I call 36 flats. We know we'll get it planted with some experts down there telling how. So we know where we would send people right now. One block captain, just herself and a friend, they need extra hands. So we know as we get closer, either somebody has extra hands ready to share, help, or they need extra hands. So it's a win-win. I do want to do a shout out to Rotary Club. They are very strong helping us out. I remember Bob Vipon months ago said to me, when is the planning day? And I said, May 16th. He just glowed. Rotary locally is part of the Epic Day of Service all around the world. You go on the website, you're going to see the Epic Day of Service, which happens to be globally on May 16th. They are stepping up to the plate, not only with extra hands on planning day, but they orchestrated the Boy Scouts to come and be a part of our planning day. And then they're they're partnering with us for the watering truck as well. So shout out to the Rotary locally. They're doing an amazing job. And they already have a block. They already have a block they have for years. So they're just adding to what they've already been doing.
It's a growing organization, and they have the high schoolers as well, the Rotary Connect. So the fantastic partnerships there.
Yes.
Wally, let's transition, as Mary Lou mentioned, the truck. This truck is a 2016 model, I believe, is what Mary Lou and I were talking about, or is it older than that?
I believe it's much older than that. Yes.
Okay.
2004.
Okay, there you go. So that is quite a few years, and it has made a lot of passes down Ludington Avenue. If people are not awake and seeing this at about 5:30 in the morning during the summertime, and as well during when we had the drought that happened where it was out during the day sometimes, they probably don't realize that it gets a lot of work and it needs to be replaced.
Yes. Well, the watering truck is a necessity for the Petunia Parade, because every morning 4 a.m. we have volunteer drivers that go up and down Ludington Avenue watering the petunias. Obviously, Mother Nature does the best job, but that extra watering certainly does help, especially during a dry spells. So what we are asking for is donations to purchase a newer truck for us.
What does that take? What cost wise is it? It sounds like you can use some pieces of the current truck. Is that correct? But not necessarily, the basic truck side of it. But you can use the watering.
The
I
tank,
don't even know
yes.
the term. The tank. There you go. What can the community expect in this campaign to replace this, and what are you looking for?
Mary Lou?
So in November, we started a subcommittee from our 9-people board. 4 of us have met with a local volunteer member who's really helped us on our capital campaign. Right now, our goal is $75,000. That's the goal of a newer truck. On our Facebook page, you can see the details of what we're looking for. But like you guys have been talking about, the watering tank, the lights, everything from our current truck would be transferred over to the newer bed of a truck. But again, all the details, that's not my forte. They're all on our Facebook and I should say on our webpage. But the whole idea, again, Chris, is sustainability. We can drive the truck now. It'll be at planning day, and it'll be in the parade. It does need brakes, it needs tires. The goal is to replace that with that newer vehicle so that we don't put so much money into repairs. People can get that information as well very soon. What have we been spending since we purchased it in 2016? It's just time. It's tired. It's time for a newer vehicle.
All right, makes sense. And so we've put some information on the scroll here. We'll add it to our Facebook pages as well. People can drop a check in the mail. They can purchase some shirts from Gordy's with a portion of that going to the Petunia Parade as well. Take us through, Wally, if there's anything we forgot to talk about. Mary Lou, I'll ask you the same question, but what do you want the community to know that we haven't touched on this morning?
If you can't participate in the Petunia Parade, you can certainly donate to us. We are completely self-funded. We are a 501c3. Which Petunia Parade is all volunteers. We raise all of our funds ourselves.
Mhm. Yeah, very good information there, because that is one thing that we want to reiterate every single year, is that this isn't a city funded organization. It's not where you can go to the city and say, hey, can we get taxpayer dollars to be able to purchase this new truck or to purchase the flowers or anything like this. This is fully funded based on what the community can offer. Is that right, Mary Lou?
Yeah, definitely right. I do want to do a shout out as we wrap up, because our committee, Wally, I'm going to put Wally on the spotlight right now, but Wally reached out to the community, the city, and as we speak, DPW is down at the marina replacing soil down there again. So we appreciate DPW as we speak. The marina soil has not been doing very well. We haven't been pleased with how the final result is, working with those 5 block captains. But as we speak, they're down there doing a great job. The other shout out is our water wizards. Mike Genter and crew, about 8 guys are down at the boulevard right now, literally, and fertilizing and tilling. We've chosen not to put any Roundup down this year for many reasons. We want to keep it environmentally as friendly as we can, but we certainly want to shout out to our water wizards who are down there rototilling the boulevard as we speak. If somebody wants to come help sweep the curb, they're welcome to go join them. Again, wearing that orange, yellow vest, safety is most important. We all practice that repeatedly. But a shout out to our community. It's taken a lot of us together to make everything happen. So we appreciate the time this morning to talk about the Ludington Petunia Parade.
Oh, I appreciate both of you being a part of the conversation. And for those that are watching or listening that visit from out of town, for those that travel to the Ludington area, take it in, enjoy it, observe that hard work. And it's sort of kind of the welcome mat, right, Wally?
Yes, well said. Take it in as you drive down Ludington Avenue.
Yeah, this is great. Well, we're excited to be a part of it. We're excited to make sure that we pass on this information each and every year. I look forward to our conversation. We'll be there covering it as well next Saturday morning, and planting too. So we're excited about that. And for anybody out there that might be on the fence, that has a bit of time, that may want to be a block captain or even just volunteer this year, these 2 meetings are, you don't have to go to both. There's just one you can attend. It's very informational. I attended it a couple of years ago, and you get a chance to sit there and listen and hear from others that have been doing this, or others that are sort of in that same boat, right? That are new to it. And you hear the tips and the tricks, and, to bring a drill bit this long, or, stake that template down. There's so many different things. And looking forward to the Petunia Parade again this year. Wally, Mary Lou, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you a lot, and for your leadership on the board. And please thank the board for all of their effort as well for us, if you would.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you, WMOM.
Absolutely. Glad to be a part of it. It is 102.7 Mom FM and Hot Country Hits